What is going on, family? We are back with the Skinner Brothers family. You know what I'm saying? You see what I did there? You see what I did there? Brand new music. Brand new music from the Skinner Brothers. Today we are getting into where we come from. That's what it's called, right? Where we come from? Where we come from. I already see little lads, they say. I think that's what they call them over there. They call them lads. Little lads out there on the bikes and hanging out with around the motorcycles, playing some, I was gonna say kickball. I mean, technically that's kind of what it is happening, but you know, playing a little soccer, a little pass, a little kick back and forth, you know, in front of the pub. It looks like vibey. I feel like that's one thing I feel like is cool. When I feel like a lot of these artists like show you like a lot of like who they are as people, right? Where it's like this is like a time capsule of like what it was like when I was a young one. You know, when I was the young one out there in the streets, you know? Oh man. What it wouldn't be to go back to those days. You know, I think about that all the time. I remember my very first interaction with a policeman. It was I at the time I lived on a military base, so it was a military, you know, security forces guy. But I remember forget him stopping in the middle of the road and getting out of the car and him yelling at me to come over here. And I was like, what the fuck is happening? He really wanted just to ride my skateboard. That's really what it was going on. He really wanted to just try to do an ollie on my skateboard in his military boots. That's how that shit went down. The only positive interaction I've ever had with a cop. The only one. The only one. Only one my entire life. You know what I mean? Shout out, not. Zipping it, shutting it up. But if we couldn't go back to being young again, you know what I mean? Young, dumb, and naive, you know? The real world is not fucking cool, man. The real world is never been fucking cool. And I feel like that's what the adults didn't tell us, was like, yo, dog, you don't really want to be an adult. Being an adult sucks. I never heard that growing up, you know what I mean? All everybody around me was trying to tell me to grow the fuck up. So, anyway, we're getting on a tangent today. I don't even know what kind of vibe this is. I don't even know. It's going to be up vibes. It could be sad boy vibes. It could be all kinds of shit. You know what I mean? Don't even know what the hell we're getting into today. I'm just talking way too early today. Shut up, Johnny. Let's go. Where we come from. Let's go.
It's an eye for a night, tooth for a tooth. Where I come from, they don't ask for proof. No silver spoons, knives, no kung fu. Just paint a smile on and blow your money. Cause where I come from ain't a place they wanna know. Where I come from ain't a place they wanna go. Where we come from ain't a place they wanna know. Fucking bit so far from the top, let the bottom don't scare me. Where I come from ain't a place they wanna know. Where I come from ain't a place they wanna know. Where we come from ain't a place they wanna know. Telephone, and yeah, I'd be lying if I said I didn't get palpitations when I saw the cooler ID. It made me freeze for a second as I addressed my options, and then I see murder in the street. This is getting crazy, it's so bleak. It's an eye for a night, tooth for a tooth. Where I come from, they don't ask for proof. No silver spoons, knives, no ask for proof. No silver spoons, knives, no kung fu. Just paint a smile on and blow your money. Cause where I come from ain't a place they wanna know.
Okay, we are back, friends, for the second time today. Well, technically, this is the third time. You know how you ever have one of those days where, like, just like it seems like, nothing can go right, where just everything is lining up and not going right at all? That's how today has been for this, particularly for this review, man. I have sound problems, then I got updates going on with my thing where like I did a whole true honest review and spoke for like 8 minutes, and I did all of that and only to find out that none of that was recorded because I didn't have my phone on me. I didn't have my phone. I didn't have my mic on mute. There was an update with my equipment and it just you know what I'm saying? And in the middle of it, it didn't record any of it. It didn't record anything of what I was saying. So I'm here again, coming back to the table to talk about this Skinner Brothers song, friends. Because it's just been such a difficult review to get out here in the world. But I'm trying to remember. Because, again, you guys, I like to be authentic and real and not come back and give you guys some sort of fake shit. So I'm going to tell you guys what I'm trying to remember, everything I said, or the points I was trying to make about what I liked about the song. I think the first thing that I said, or the main thing that I would want to get through to this, was I love the fact that I feel like no matter what the Skinner Brothers do, they always come with raw, authentic energy. I also mentioned about how the guitar playing throughout the entire song, the guitar playing throughout the whole song was very much of what I would consider the Skinner Brothers sound. And I talked about how it was what I think it's one of those things where I think it's really great when an artist can, like the Skinner Brothers have, come up with like an iconic like sound and style to what their music sounds like, right? And I feel like the guitar licks that they use and like the distortion levels or whatever to make the sound the way that it does with their guitars, I feel like is iconic, and they have this very much of a nature when it comes to their sound. So I was saying that this song, even though I don't know why I keep saying even though, it's like a kind of like it brings uplifting energy to it. And I would say it's not a sad song. It's even though it's not a sad song. Maybe that's what I was trying to get at this whole time. I don't know what I was getting at with that. But anyway, what else was I saying? I love the fact that it was almost like taking a look into behind like who Zach and the Skinner Brothers are as people, right? Where they had like them in the Adidas sweatsuits, and then they had the younger kids in like playing basically kind of like the versions of like a kind of like what they would kind of mischief kind of shit they'd get into when they were younger. I also talked about how I love the fact that it was like a little whimsical, where it was like almost like the kids of that age group, like kind of like their humor, right? Something for them to kind of laugh at, where it was like him sneaking the beard out through his thing, and him just buying the beer and sneaking the beer out past the security guy, and like the look on the security guy's face, and like it was all like very like of like a comedic kind of thing, right? Where it was supposed to be funny and kind of just like a little silly at the same time. So I'm like, I loved all that. I feel like all of the music video side of it, I thought was cool. It was different for something that they've done before. They kind of like throwing some jokes out there, kind of like in the video. Loved that side of it. And then I talked about probably like the fact that they're independent, and the fact that that there's no pressure for the music that they're making. So one of the things that I love about this band and supporting this band is the fact that they are totally independent, and that there's nobody trying to make them make any kind of music other than what they're trying to create. So everything that you're hearing from the Skinner Brothers is always what they want to put out there into the world. And so I thought it was really dope that they put out like almost like a little bit of telling like who they were and their backstory, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean? There's a lot of like lines and parallels that we have to draw, especially like as people like the Skinner Brothers or artists, where you like want to share things about yourself. You do a lot of those things in music, but you like also need to keep some things for yourself. So the way that you kind of like tell those stories and introduce that to the rest of the world, I think is really important. And I just think it's really cool, like the fact that we got to see a little bit of that, look into that today. So I thought that was pretty cool to see like, hey, this is kind of like the environment that I was growing up in. Even though like I didn't grow up in that environment, I felt like it was very relatable. That was the other thing I talked about, was a lot of the fact that it's very the music is always relatable, whether or not you've had that experience. Like the way that he writes and tells stories is in this way that is very relatable. And I was thinking that with this particular song, they totally killed on that. They totally killed on it. Where it's like, even if you didn't live this life, but you might have known people that did, or you could relate to like this, the idea of what it was like, the things that you got into and the places that you were from, even if it looked a little bit different than this, right? So I thought that the relatability was really, really awesome. And I think that was pretty much the good majority of what I was saying. I think I always definitely ended it with the, make sure you go fucking tell the Skinner brothers how much you love and appreciate their music. And that's more important than anything. And yeah, until the next time, be kind to a stranger. Tell somebody that you love them. And if you haven't joined the Foxtrot family, there's always room for you.